Hello everybody and welcome to the Haunting Hour channel. This is the channel where I only talk about the Haunting Hour because you guys won't let me escape. On a real note, I asked for a measly 50 likes on the last video, expecting it to take a few days because the previous video I had made wasn't even at 50 likes when I made that video. You guys crushed that in 4 hours. You guys are crazy. But seriously guys, thank you so much for all the support on this series. I will definitely keep doing this as long as you guys are interested in it. Anyways, enough about me. Let's talk about what we're going to be talking about today. I decided to look over some of the episodes of the Haunting Hour just to see which ones look interesting, which ones maybe you guys want to see me do. And I set up a poll, and in that poll I put Afraid of Clowns, I put Scary Mary, and then I put the movie. Honestly, I thought Afraid of Clowns was going to win. You guys talk about Afraid of Clowns so much. But surprisingly, Scary Mary won. And I don't know why this episode has not been recommended to me at all. I don't know if it scared you guys so bad that you guys wiped it from your memory, because this is definitely the scariest episode of the Haunting Hour I have seen. Beats everybody. It beats Lily D. It's also a two-parter, which makes it even better because this video is going to be a little bit longer than the last ones. Anyways, let's get into it. The episode starts out with our main character, Hannah, and a few of her friends looking at pictures. When her friends notice that Hannah's not in a lot of pictures, that's because Hannah is insecure. She's so insecure about herself that she doesn't even like looking in a mirror. She's covered her mirror in pictures of her and her friends. Anyways, her friends get bored and they want to find something to do. So one of them offers up a little game, a little spooky game. What's the game called, you might ask? It's Scary Mary. It's the title of the episode. If you didn't guess that, you're just stupid. The friend that offered it up is new to town. Apparently he's from Michigan or something, where they play this all the time. Shout out to my Michigan fans out there. But the game is pretty much Bloody Mary, but instead of saying Bloody Mary 3 times, you say this little chant.
Scary Mary looking through. Scary Mary, she sees you. Scary Mary looking through. Scary Mary, she's got you.
And she's supposed to come through the mirror and steal you. So that's fun. And kind of like real life, this Mary figure was a real person. Legend has it that she lived on a farm deep in the woods a long time ago. The farm was in the middle of nowhere and she had no friends. She was very lonely. She was so lonely that she would dress up and look at herself in the mirror, and she became so obsessed with herself that she just never stopped looking at herself in the mirror. Until one day, the farmhouse caught on fire, but she was too infatuated with herself that she never even noticed that she was on fire, and she burned to death. I'm just the prettiest girl. No one's prettier than me. Getting kind of hot in here. Now she waits behind a mirror, waiting for pretty girls so she can steal their face. Steal their face. Just their face, by the way. Well, now the teens obviously want to play this game, but Hannah's mirror is just so covered in pictures it wouldn't possibly work. Oh yeah, that boy is Eric. He's important. He has a crush on Hannah. Sadly, Hannah's mom comes in and ruins the fun and kicks the boys out because she's gonna go out with the girls herself. And while their mom is out, the girls do play the Scary Mary game in the bathroom. But you have to be alone to play the game, and none of them really want to do it by themselves. So they draw cards, but uh-oh, Hannah pulls the short straw. So the joke there was that they're not using cards or straws, they're using a sticky note with a circle on it. But I used cards and straws because that's usually what people would use. That's the joke. Am I funny yet? So Hannah has to go and do the game by herself. She goes in the bathroom, turns the light out, says the chant, and nothing happens. But wait, where did her friends go?
All right. It's funny. I'm gonna kill you guys.
She looks around her house, but her friends can't be found anywhere. When she tries looking in the closet, we get a glimpse of something in the mirror. Oh, it was just her friends. Never mind. We should have known it was fake. What the fuck is that? I scared the shit out of my cat. I'm sorry. Nah, burn it. Burn the house. Burn the house down. Just burn the house down. Just treat her like Mary. Mary wants to burn that. Just burn the house. So we do get glimpses of Mary throughout this episode. She's always in the mirror, of course. And it doesn't get any less scary. It only scared me more when I watched it. I think I'm going to pee my pants. The next day, Hannah's hanging out by herself in this place they call the Crook when Eric comes to check on her, because she's been acting a little strange lately. It's almost like she's in a daze, and she's been thinking about Mary a lot. And she feels really bad for Mary. She thinks that Mary just wants to see girls look pretty. She tells all this to Eric, but Eric is just kind of like, yeah, okay, it's Scary Mary, whoop-de-doo. And he walks her home. And when Hannah gets home, she immediately looks in a mirror. And then she smiles at herself, and then... I'm not gonna lie, guys. That jump scare got me twice. I hate myself. Anyways, Hannah goes out with the rest of her day. She takes a shower, and when she gets out of the shower, Mary decides to go ahead and shoot her shot at Hannah. Sadly, Hannah didn't notice. Hannah's mom comes home and is angry at Hannah for not doing her chores, and she grounds her until she finishes her chores. So obviously, Hannah starts doing her chores, and while she's doing her chores, she finds an antique hairbrush laying on the ground. Upon picking it up, she hears and now sees Mary in the mirror. And this is when Mary starts to control Hannah. She makes her leave her house, go out and buy makeup to make herself prettier. here. But she didn't tell her mom or anybody where she was going, and Eric finds her on the street still in a little bit of a daze. Eric asks her what's she thinking, why is she out by herself and didn't tell anybody. She starts talking about how she feels bad for Mary and she just wants to buy some makeup to make herself pretty to make Mary happy. Obviously, Eric still doesn't believe her until she shows him the hairbrush, which he still doesn't really believe her, but he kind of wants to. Cut to Hannah back at home. She takes off all the pictures on her mirror and starts talking to Mary in the mirror. Well, Mary and a few others. While Hannah's doing her makeup, she uses Mary's brush to brush her hair, and this finalizes the game. Then we get this insane scene. And that's the end of episode 1. Absolutely insane. This is the season finale for season 1, by the way. Did not think it was gonna go this hard. This episode felt like it was like 5 seconds when I was watching it. I was like, there's no way that's over already. And the jump scares, dude. Anyways, buckle up because it only gets crazier from here. Episode 2 starts off with Hannah waking up in a mysterious place and wearing a dress that she has never seen before. She is locked in this room and she can see her mom and friends through the mirror in the room, but she can't talk to them, they can't hear her. A girl comes into the room wearing a creepy doll mask and brings Hannah some tea. She tells her a few things like, they can't hear you, you can scream as loud as you want, and then she tells her to shush, and then she leaves and locks the door behind her. Eric shows up and Hannah starts yelling for him to no avail, but Eric knows something is up somehow. I don't know how. He knows things are a little weird when he finds the brush on the floor. So he takes the brush and a part of the mirror and takes it to his friend. He tries to convince his friend that Hannah wasn't kidnapped by a person, she was kidnapped by Scary Mary. And of course, his friend doesn't believe him. His friend also calls him crazy for taking evidence from the site. That is evidence, and he did take it, so it's a little bit of a crime. And his friend thinks that Hannah just ran away. But Eric won't take that for an answer. Hannah's not that way. Later, another creepy girl comes into Hannah's room and brings her 3 doll masks. This is where we learn that Hannah is in Mary's world. All these girls in the masks have also played the Scary Mary game and was taken from their home by Mary. The girl tells Hannah to pick a mask because she's gonna need one, and then she says something a little odd.
She told me they're all different. Are they?
But never mind that. Hannah doesn't want a mask. She wants to go home. The scary girl says that she must choose a mask because Mary doesn't like looking at the faces. That's a little weird. What do you guys look like? Oh my God. This is actually probably the scariest screenshot from the whole series. I cannot believe that this got through the people that let things get through. I forgot what they're called. So yeah, Mary actually does steal their face and leaves them looking like this. After Hannah rips off her mask, the scary girl obviously is very upset and says,
When it's your turn, you won't want anyone looking at your face.
and the girl storms off, locking Hannah back in the room again. Back in the real world, Eric and their friends meet up at the Crook, where the friends try to convince Eric to give the hairbrush to the police, but Eric won't. And he somehow convinces them that Mary stole Hannah and that he needs to play the game so that he can go save her. And he needs the brush to do this. Then we get one of the creepiest scenes I've ever seen in my life. Then Mary proceeds to try on different girls' faces and asks a weird question.
Has any boy come to call on me tonight?
This question is confusing at first, but luckily I'm here to tell you guys what it means. So, since Mary died in a fire, this world that they're in is made of fire. And the only way to get back home is this pond that's in the world. But they can't just walk across the pond, no, they have to be carried by a boy. And Mary steals these girls' faces so that she can pretend to be the girls so she can go back to the real world. Eric and the crew set up a seance in the woods so that they can play the game. Except this time it'll be Eric alone, and he doesn't know what he's gonna do if he gets there. He's going in completely blind. And when he plays the game, it actually works, and he sees Hannah for a split second before the mirror explodes in his face. This sends him to Mary's world. Now Eric can find Hannah before the girls hang her. What? Oh, never mind. They just use it to tie her up and walk her to the farmhouse. Okay. Kind of got scary for a second there. I don't know what I would have done if they actually just hung Hannah in this episode. That would have been crazy. They bring Hannah to Mary, where Mary starts asking her questions about her beauty. But remember, Hannah is very insecure about herself and doesn't think she's beautiful at all. And since Hannah didn't choose a mask, the girls get to choose one for her. So they strap her down to a chair, pull her hair back, and force a mask on her face. But before the face stealing finishes, Eric actually hears her scream. When he hears the scream, he starts running towards the scream and calling out for Hannah. This is when Mary sees Eric outside and gets a little excited that a boy's finally showed up. Finally, after 100 years, Mary's gonna be saved. Eric finds his way into the house and he goes upstairs to find Hannah knocked out in the chair. Luckily, he saved her before Mary took her face. This is when Hannah explains to Eric how they can escape this world, but Hannah didn't know how to escape the world. I guess that doesn't matter, maybe a little bit of a plot hole, but instead, Hannah wants to hear how beautiful she is. Well, really, I say that, but she actually wants to hear this.
Everyone wants to look at my face. But my face is the most beautiful face in creation. But when you look upon my face, you wish to never look away. Then my lips are perfectly curved. Then my nose tilts gracefully. Then my eyes dance with color. But the blush on my cheek is more glorious than the dawn.
Pretty much, she just wants to hear that she's beautiful, okay? But wait, Hannah doesn't think she's beautiful. Hannah wouldn't say that. She hates the way she looks, and Eric knows this, so he presses her a little bit. And this makes her so mad that the room catches on fire. And we also get a look at the true Scary Mary. Then all the other girls swarm the room, start pulling on Eric, telling him that they're Hannah and they want to go. All this happens while Mary is playing Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. I think that's the one it is. Let me know in the comments below. While the room burns down. And in this absolute chaos, Eric hears Hannah crying for help in the chest in the room. This is when Eric picks her up and tries to carry her out of the room, but I think Mary is just a little bit jealous.
Take her. She's ugly. She has no face.
But they make it out alive. Eric carries Hannah across the pond back into the real world, where their friends have already accepted their death for some reason, and they've just lit up candles, nice and stuff around the tree. But it's all good now. Hannah is home, Eric is home, and everybody can live happily ever after.
A girl has come to call.
And that's the end of the episode. That's the end of the story. The crazy, absolutely insane story this one is. You guys mentioned mascot and stuff so much. I had to make a video on that. But no, this one's the actual goated episode. Why didn't you guys tell me about Scary Mary? What's wrong with you guys? Once again, thank you guys for all the support in these videos. Like I said, I'm going to keep making them as long as you guys are interested. So let me know which episodes you want to see in the comments below, or any other series you want to see me make a video on. Thank you for watching the video. I appreciate every single one of you, and peace.